Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I'm Jerry the Geek. We are going to talk about Gemini Man on 4K. If you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like a home theater, just movies in general, do unboxings and other things here on besides the reviews. Also do some discussion videos. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe. And also turn your bell notifications on. So let's get into the Will Smith movie called Gemini Man. It came out in 2019, starring Will Smith and Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Clive Owen, and also directed by Ang Lee. It's a pretty good movie, good action-packed throughout. Took me a little bit to get into it because of the video, which we'll get to in a minute, but other than that, it's a freaking, like I said, I really like this movie. He plays kind of a government assassin that's wanting to retire. It's gotten too much for him. He just wants to live out his life, be like, a little bit more normalcy. End up the government's wanting to actually assassinate him, and when he sees his assassin, his face, and actually looks like a younger version of himself, and they find out he's actually a clone of him. So it's a lot of fun. It's a really good movie. Some great action throughout, and like I said, I'm not a big Ang Lee fan, but he does a pretty good job here. Now this 4K release comes from Paramount. It came out in 2020, and also, this is a steelbook I've got. Here's a standard version if you're interested to see what it looks like. Now the movie was completely filmed in digital. Has a 4K digital intermediate, HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Now here's where I'm going to open up a little bit of can of worms here. Because this movie, the 4K is presented at a higher frame rate. Actually 60 frames per second instead of the standard 24. This is my first experience watching something with a higher frame rate. I don't know, I don't like it. The sad thing is it's a weird, I don't know how you would just call it, but as home theater enthusiasts, we're striving for better quality, but then sometimes things happen to where it just goes too far. Because you have the visuals in this. Basically it's a flawless presentation because of what the frame rate does. Everything is so crisp and clear. But the downside is it takes away from the film quality. It just doesn't look natural. It just took me a while to, get into it. But, I wanted to do this review. I wanted to give a fair opinion of it. So I, watched the entire thing. Again, the details in this are impeccable. Every little detail really pops off the screen. Even though in the beginning when he's setting up his rifle for the shot, and you can actually see the numbers on the dial, and then he's writing in his little book, and then the zipper. Like I said, it is a flawless presentation, but it's not right. I didn't like it. The colors are also great. And it scares me that the filmmakers like James Cameron is tinkering around with high frame rates. And if The Abyss or Titanic look anything like this, I don't want it. Even though it has all the details, it's just kind of missing some of the depth to it, in my opinion. Please let me know what you think of, if you've seen anything that's high frame it, if you've seen this one. Basically, this looks like a couple of movies I've tried watching on Amazon Prime and Apple TV, where they look the same exact way. They just look so clear. I've seen some other reviews. People mention the term soap opera look, and I kind of have to agree with that. It does have that weird vision to it. It just doesn't have that film look. And that's why the Prime and Apple TV, I don't know if they're using high frame rates or just something about their streaming. Please let me know in the comments below if you know anything about that. Because there's a couple movies I actually tried starting on Prime and I could not watch it because it was just so distracting. Like, I want to watch this movie, but it looks so good, it looks like shit. I don't like it. Now, comparing it with the Blu-ray looks just, in my opinion, it looks just as good, but without the frame rate. So it actually looks better, in my opinion. You know, this is going to be up to your personal preference, what you like. But if you like if you're nostalgic, you want the high quality film look, watch the Blu-ray. The screenshots really ain't going to show you much because even with the high frame rate, when you pause it, that goes away and it looks kind of like a natural picture. So it's really not a true representation of the comparisons, the look in between the two. But anyway, just, you know, check out a few shots. We'll come back and talk about the audio packaging and bonus. We'll see you in a minute. So for the audio, Paramount gave us Dolby Atmos with this. And like the video, I mean, I think the audio track here is flawless. I don't have Dolby Atmos, so it's down mixed to 5.1. And it is incredible. Clear dialogues throughout. Some great use of surrounds, the gunfire, you know, explosions. Very impressive here. And the music score, you know, mixed right in with it. And overall, it's a fantastic audio track. Now for the packaging, again, I got the steelbook here. In the front, in the back. And the inside, you got the artwork behind both discs on one side. And of course, I stuck my Blu-ray out front because I'm never watching the 4K again. The Blu-ray is the way to go. Now for the bonus features, we have visual effects progression presented by Weta, alternate opening, the genesis of Gemini Man, facing your younger self, the future is now, setting the action, next level detail, and the vision of Ang Lee. Which I think I haven't watched these, but I think that's where he talks about using higher frame rates and things like that. Now, overall, Paramount, this is a fantastic presentation. Again, it's going to boil down to if you like high frame rate or not. It looks spectacular, but if you don't like it, I highly recommend just watching the Blu-ray, or if you don't want to pick, if you don't like high frame rates, just buy the Blu-ray, or, you know, depends on the cost. As of last night, Walmart still had this steelbook available for $10. Where the standard 4K is, you know, almost twice that. So price-wise, you're probably just better off just to buy the steelbook if you can, and just watch the Blu-ray. Again, if this is the future, what their, you know, filmmakers are wanting, you know, I don't want it. I want good high quality, but at the same time, I want that film. I want that natural feeling. That natural feeling. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, that's why you know, like I discussed about in the 3D video. You know, this high frame rate crap is just, it's unnatural. It just doesn't seem right when you're watching it. Again, I just don't know how something can look so good but look like shit. Just, it's so distracting. I'm scared of what Cameron is doing with his movies. You know, since they're talking about, you know, both Titanic and The Abyss are scheduled to be hitting 4K this next year. So I have a feeling if he screws around the frame rates, we're going to be watching the Blu-rays and not the 4Ks. So that pretty much does it for my look on GEMINI Man on 4K. Please check out my other videos on my channel and like and subscribe. Turn your bell notifications on for future videos, because I got a lot more coming. And we'll see you soon. Geek out.